Welcome back, guys. So on the last installment of our docu-series, we had an opportunity to go out on the water and talk and interview with some of the fishermen and watch their processes of some of the sustainability practices that they do when they go out and catch like all the seafood, fish, crabs, anything you can think of in between that they'll sell off for us to eventually eat. But what a lot of people don't realize is that sustainability practices and awareness continue on long after fish have left the water as well. According to Ellicott City's Giant location store manager Jack Eaton, demand and interest over sustainability is actually only growing in stores, and more customers are asking about it. Could you talk a little bit about the How Good sustainability rating program?
We were introduced to the How Good program approximately 2 years ago. A team of people came in and they tagged and hung point of sale informational material throughout the store to educate the consumer as to what the How Good program was and how it worked. It's a rating system for all of our products. They have a database of approximately 250,000 items, and they look into every company's history, their processes, their location, and basically they're studying their footprint on the planet. And they put this rating system together to identify products that come from companies that do really well at preserving the environment, treat their people with respect and dignity, and pay them a good living wage. And they boil this rating system into three groups. There's good, great, and best. So the good products are better than 75% of the products out there. They're the top 25%. Great rating is 90%. They're the top 10%. And then the best rating encompasses 5%. The top 5% of companies and items that they produce. More and more people ask these questions of us. And from my point of view, retailer's point of view, those are usually the higher dollar items. So it's, you're going to increase sales, and you increase the item movement among the high dollar items. So it's a win-win for us and for the consumer. Our customer base is asking more questions, and they seem to be more aware and enlightened on the whole subject of sustainability and environmental impact and the social impact on the workforce.
We decided to check out local Giant, one of several Giants that has a How Good rating program in its stores. More supermarkets are beginning to partner with different programs and apps that serve as sustainability databases that allow consumers to track how sustainably sourced their food is. After exploring the store for about half an hour, it became pretty apparent to us that Giant has a lot to offer when it comes to sustainably sourced foods and information that they have available for the shoppers to make informed decisions about these foods. We decided to try to find an employee that could tell us a little more about seafood sustainability in particular. Keisha from the seafood department was happy to share the insight that she learned from working at Giant the past few years.
With me in seafood department wise, come in, we check out the dates, make sure you pull everything from the shelves, packaged fish, pre-packed, check all the dates off the top first, go straighten up your freezer, come back down, and what I do is, I come and I clean each individual pan, because you have to line with paper, and you check your fish, make sure it is good versus being bad. If it's bad, you weigh it up, you get a price for it so we can scan it as a dump. It's a lot, but it's challenging, but I like it. For me, I love it. It's whole country of origin for us, and meat and seafood. It can be wild caught or they can be farm raised as well. A lot of people are starting to get educated more on the farm raised versus the wild caught. Some people choose to want wild caught because it's supposed to be better for you. It's not a lot of added ingredients, color, preservatives, that kind of thing. Farm raised definitely lasts a lot longer. The nutritional value is definitely the same. So that's what I tell anybody. It depends on how you cook farm raised and how you cook wild caught.
Supermarkets and vendors play a large role on educating and letting consumers know about not only where their food is coming from, but how much of a footprint that their food is leaving on the planet as well. After we saw all that Giant had to offer, we decided to check out a different vendor to see how their sustainability practices and information compared. Karuga and I decided to visit Congressional Seafood, a seafood processor and distributor in Jessup, Maryland, specializing in restaurants, caterers, country clubs, and other high-end retailers such as Giant. We interviewed their executive vice president, Tim Sugru, on the role that vendors play in promoting and maintaining sustainability in the industry, as well as how their company makes ethical and responsible decisions about their purchases.
I'm in charge of setting the prices for the company, for the entire company. I purchase probably a third of what we sell.
There's a lot of factors that go into a vendor's decision on whether or not to purchase a batch of fish. Are the fish aquacultured or are they wild caught? Many vendors that we spoke to have stated that the industry is starting to move towards aquacultured seafood, or that's basically the seafood equivalent of farm-raised animals that we see with other land-based foods we have.
If you buy a boat and you go out on the water, you can catch, there's no limit to the amount of recreational fishermen, and there are hundreds of thousands of recreational fishermen up and down the coast. It's a huge billion-dollar industry, but there's no limit. It's not a limited entry system, so it's no wonder that they catch 90% of the fish.
Vendors, the large companies that purchase these fish products from the fishermen in order to sell to other supermarkets such as Giant and Safeway, also have a responsibility on making sure that they're purchasing their seafood from sustainably sourced sources. After talking to Tim, we learned that vendors can keep their jobs and be sustainable by adapting to what they buy and sell. As long as there's still a demand for seafood, vendors' jobs will not be in danger, but only if sustainability practices continue on all levels. We've seen how sustainability is practiced once vendors have sold off their products to supermarkets, but what happens when they sell off their products to restaurants? Me, Kerry, and Karuga decided to go to a local restaurant to investigate more.